What's going on YouTube? It's T90. Many of you might have been watching the Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers already. There were 32 best of 5s in round 1, so this is my quick roundup video to talk about what happened and what might happen this next week. Of course, the main event of Hidden Cup 4 is March 18th through the 21st. There have been so many people already showing up to just see the qualifiers, but the goal is to break some crazy records, so mark that on your calendars, where the best players in Age of Empires will be playing with hidden identities. They'll have hero accounts. We won't know who we're watching, and they won't know who they're up against, of course, because the brackets are random. Seeing as the qualifier is such an important thing, but there's so many games in a 64-player bracket, I'm going to go through right now and show you what happened in the first round, and then bring up what might happen in the second round. Also, I will be uploading some of the best games from round 1 to YouTube over the next few days. So while this might spoil some of the results, if you have interest in that, you will still see, some of the highlights from the first round. All right, so ACCM was favored to beat Bloodless, and he did. Bloodless is able to get a win over ACCM, though, and that was pretty impressive for a 64th seed, so he can hold his head up high. I had Kazva beating CL 3-2. Both of these players were very close and very similar in how sloppy they were, though they were basing that off good strategy, I would say. And CL was just able to win in the final game in a crazy one, and he'll move on to face ACCM. I do foresee that ACCM will beat CL. ACCM is he's just on another level, but we will see. This was a disappointing one in round 1. I expected Rhea and Daniel to be a really fun set, but Daniel to win. They didn't actually end up playing. Rhea had some massive scheduling issues and eventually ended up forfeiting. Daniel, without even playing a game, moves on to the next round to face Say My Name or Yellow from Vietnam. A set that I think will be close, but that Daniel will win to move on to face ACCM. Nikov moved past Scotty pretty quickly. The results not shown on your screen here, but Fire 3-0'd God of the Godless from Germany. So we have Argentinian-Brazilian showdown we've seen before, Nikov and Fire. I don't know what type of shape Fire's in. Like, previous years, he would have been way better than the 25th seed. He would have been more active. I give Nikov a big edge there in that best of 5. Miguel beat Pike, and Lix was able to beat Stark. And that means we have Miguel versus Lix, best of 5. Lix is a giant, and he really was looking good. So Miguel should be really scared of him. But in Miguel's words, he said, if I can't beat Lix, I don't deserve to qualify. There's so many good players out there. And I kind of agree with him on that. Not that Lix can't qualify himself, but you know, if you beat Miguel and then have to face Fire and Nikov as well, Lix, he could beat anybody, and I think Miguel will be in better shape there. Velez beating Salacom was not a surprise, as he moved on quickly. Classic Pro beating Zupi was a surprise, and to make matters even crazier, Classic Pro has actually beaten Velez in a recent qualifier in another event, something that was unheard of at the time. It was weird, though, because there were 2 qualifiers. So, like, Velez still qualified for the event in the end, and then beat Viper in that tournament. And then Classic Pro never qualified. But anyways, a bit of a rematch there. Classic Pro apparently is very good against these Finnish pros. I expect Velez to go through, but Classic Pro, I'd love to see a surprise. Bro from Brazil, otherwise seen here as Assassin Ostrich. He moves on, as did Lan from Spain. I think I had Lan winning this in my first prediction video. It's going to come down to who's in better shape. Lan didn't look like he was in the best of shape in those games. Not that Rapard played poorly, but Lan just didn't look as sharp as he has in the past. So that could really go either way. I still believe, though, that Lan will move on for that next spot. Max versus Running. Well, Max moved past Lucky Rocks, an Argentinian, and Huang got destroyed by Running. I think Running is going to get destroyed by Max. Max is too good. He is an amazing player. He's on another level. Running, though, looking strong. And then Jordan versus Capwatch. Jordan moving past Cyclops easily. And Capwatch, I can't say easily moved past Nilly, but 3-1 is still convincing. I give Jordan the edge against Capwatch. Capwatch will have to brush up on some small details. But what a banger of a best of 5 that's going to be there. Slam's games against Jack took like 45 minutes. Jack did not have his day, and Slam is just... He's Slam. He is so good, and many people are rooting for him. and he will be up against Vodka from Italy. Vodka did very well against Noisic with a 3-1 victory. He will have to up his levels, though, to beat Slam. I think that he has a very poor win rate against Slam in ranked games, at least. Slam is the heavy favorite there. Vinchester versus Project Belgium, on paper, based on seed, seems like that should be really close. Now, I have Vinchester with a 3-1 victory here, but Project Belgium's strategy is really solid, and I know he's motivated, so I have Vinchester winning, but this best of 5 could be close. Comtam is no joke, and Project Belgium was able to win 3-1 against him. So, high hopes for Project Belgium against Vinchester in that spot. Backed against Song Song, I think I mentioned. Thank you, reloading for the sub. I think that I mentioned how Backed seems to have every Vietnamese player's number except for ACCM. So he against Song Song, I favor him. And then this is where it was really interesting against, in round 1. Madri was beaten by Overtaken, and Overtaken slaughtered Madri, the 10th seed. I'm really hyped to see what Overtaken can do, as Dark then beat Fish 3-2. Fish, I had winning that best of 5 as well. And so it's like, the high seeds, 55th seed and 42nd seed in the second round. So we will have one of those players moving on to the best of 7 decider. That's pretty crazy. Vivi got his win. The Fat Dragon moves on. And Dragonstar beat Chart. I was impressed with Dragonstar. Not so impressed with Chart. So it's hard for me to know what level Dragonstar is going to be able to bring against Vivi. I favor Vivi there. But Dragonstar? I mean, he's beat him in a few ranked games recently. Anything can happen. A Bad Boy moved past the Chinese player I Buy Power. And Sato breezed past Draken in some good games. This is going to be tough to call. I think both Bad Boy and Sato have insane skill, but they've yet to really show it at the highest level. That would be huge for either one of them to be able to advance to a decider best of 7 to potentially make it into Hidden Cup. I think Sato, I think he's in a good spot to do that and make it to that decider. Hart beating M-Lord was pretty quick and easy. Rubenstock beating Velez, he did lose a game, but Rubenstock was able to respond after losing on Arabia. Rubenstock lost on Arabia and then responded with 3 really good home map performances or non-Arabia map performances. I think that's going to be great against Hart, who is probably going to dominate on Arabia. However, Hart I still see moving past Rubenstock in this best of 5. And then the final 2 best of 5s does include one upset. Barles versus Raw, not an upset. Barles getting past Raw much faster than one might expect. And then Tim... That's right, the legend from China, who's played in Hidden Cups before and has brought us some legendary games and qualifiers in the past, is out and was out in round 1 by another Chinese player, Bad Koala. A Bad Koala will face Barles. But if you look through here and you look at some of the seeds, I mean, based on the seeds, there have been quite a few upsets. And based on the names and what we know of the players, there have also been upsets throughout the first round of Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers. My predictions are mainly intact. Not that I really am upset if my predictions are wrong for a qualifier. Man, this is so weird, man. I have people subbing right now. I'm not live, right? I don't think I'm live. I think we're good. So yes, that's what happened. And I won't really be uploading any full sets from this qualifier to YouTube until the best of 7 deciders, and there will be 8 of those. And that's because 16 best of 5s is an awful lot. And some of the 16 best of 5s might not be super competitive. And I don't want to spam YouTube unless the set is going to provide a lot of entertainment. All right. So what I will do is upload the best individual games. I'll preface it with this happened in this round of the qualifier. And I will keep you guys up to date as much as I can with Hidden Cup content. That way you know where to look for things, what to expect, and what's to come. So thank you. I hope you guys are excited for Hidden Cup 4's main event. I'm really curious, though, what was your biggest surprise and what was your biggest takeaways from the first round if you've been following. As always, you can go to my Twitch and watch the VODs if you want to rewatch some of this if it's not going up on YouTube. But I know for some of you, that's not your cup of tea. Thank you for watching. Hidden Cup 4 is only going to get crazier from here, and I will see you guys next time.